Well, a guy has bought an old Jeep. It's a 1969 J2000 pickup truck. And this thing looks really cool. I can't wait for you to see it. Now, of course, it doesn't run. And it's been off the road for about a decade. Great. Now, you normally don't see how I get to these old rigs, but this time you will, because see, a winner has been selected for the Resto Mod square body dually back here, its matching trailer, the Wildfire lift, and that $20,000. And I've spoke to them on the phone and made arrangements to deliver this right to their doorstep. So I'm gonna cannonball this whole package down to Georgia. And that's where the Jeep comes in. I don't have a ride back. So scoured the interwaves, asked Jeeves, did some digital communication, and found this 69 J2000, and this is my absolute favorite era, whether it's a Wagoneer or a J-Series truck, because Jeep offered the Dauntless. Yes, Buick power from 66 to 71. Now, I only saw 4 photos. Well, 3 really. One was a close-up with the horn button, I think. But I thought I spied with my good left eye a Buick valve cover. Not totally positive. I'm like 71.4% because they are quite different than AMC. And the plan is I don't have one, but this is what it's going to look like. I'm throwing some used tires in a toolbox in this truck. We're going to cannonball to Georgia. I'm going to get a rental, drive another hour or 2 to wherever this Jeep is, try to get that running, return the rental, get back in the Jeep, and then cannonball 350 miles back home to my property. None of this is going to work, is it? Well, let's load the tools. Yeah, can't. Tires is jammed in there. Well, let's just go. So a guy was told that this Jeep has 33 12-5-15 tires on it, and the wheels are incredible, by the way. It just so happens I have a set of the exact tire size laying around. See, these came off the blue shop truck, so when I put the boggers on that, right before I sold it, I don't get rid of anything, 'cause, you know, hi, my name's Derek. I'm a hoarder. So we have a pretty decent set of tires. I'm throwing these in, maybe a battery, toolbox, a couple odds and ends, stuff that I don't want to rebuy. This is loaded with stuff that's going to stay with the truck. But before we hit the highway with this thing, I do want to lift it up and nut and bolt check this thing. It's a new build. And then I think we're going to change the oil on this big old brand new 496 block of bags. Put some fresh juice in there, make sure everything is kosher, check the air pressures, all of that. I got to clean out the center console and the mitten box. I've been putting miles on this truck. I love this thing. This is such a good truck. This one's going to be, you know, kind of don't look back situation. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's get the maintenance done, get the trailer on this thing, and we got to hit the highway, put some miles down. The great thing about this is we can just, you know, 85 cruise control. Allegedly, we go the speed limit around here, for Pete's sake. Everything is looking pretty good. I don't think I've ever had you underneath this rig. I apologize. I apologize. Well, just get over here then. Let's start in the back. We'll take a quick look and let's get this oil done. She's a little dirty. We use her. We got the double stacked Motion Raceworks transmission cooler back here with the fan, running the Gates Mega line all the way to the front. We've got the air compressor that runs the bags. The exhaust system here is pretty neat. We've got big mufflers on here to quiet it down, but then we followed that with the Flowmaster FX to give it that nice aggressive tone, and then the rolled stainless tips back here. This is what the axle flip and bag looks like, and then this is the DS2 Western chassis shocks. Those are front and rear. Brand new fuel tanks, saddles, brackets, sending units, everything like that. AN line, fittings, filters. This is that big Hughes performance transmission with the custom torque converter, and then you got the 496, the 8.1 liter up here. Everything is heat wrapped, tied up nice. It's a nice truck. Has lots of suspension travel left. You'd think it'd be near bottomed out, but it isn't. These are new lower control arms and bushings and everything up here. Anyway, boop, boop, drop this out. It's got a Wix in it. We'll drop that and put another Wix back in. Just want to give these folks a fresh oil change and make sure everything's good. Yeah, you want to run these to town and back with their ears just pinned back. Ah! Ah! So everything is 8,000 degrees. Had to go to O'Reilly and get some oil. I didn't realize, I guess, the recommended oil is a 5W30 for the 8.1s. So I picked some up in a fill tray. What do I need? A wrench. Easy. Easy. There we go. I did find some 530 here. The fancy gold cap drew me in. Apparently you could find this at O'Reilly now. The Valvoline Restore and Protect. Says here, the first to actively restore engines or protect against future damage, removes up to 100% of deposits. It's pretty snazzy. To be honest, I don't like using Earl without knowing a lot about it. So I found the technical data sheet on this, and it has 850 ppm of zinc and 770 ppm of phosphorus. Very good, which actually means you can use it on your car's very first oil change or an older rig as well. Here we go. Long one. Oh, it ricocheted in. Well, how come I can make that shot, but I can't make it from 4 feet away? That was quite the shot. Anyway, enough jibber jabbering. Let me finish this, get the trailer on. I'll see you at the truck stop. Well, the guy's already been rolling. I'm in Fayetteville already. Nut bolt check went great. Speaking of checks, had Jessica write one for the winter there. Looked over the trailer, checked the straps. I think we're good to go. We got a jack and a couple things in there, our spare tires. Threw a toolbox in here. When I don't fly, it's nice to have real life tools instead of junk. And then of course some back rags and stuff. But that's really it. I'm gonna fill both tanks, and not a lot going on here. Just gonna enjoy the AC and cruise control while I can, because I'm sure it's gonna be miserable coming back. Got lunch here. So I forgot I'm losing an hour, and we're starting kind of late. It's gonna be dusk, potentially dark when I get there. Anyway, I reached out to the winner and suggested maybe just meeting at my motel instead of their place. I think they're in a dead-end drive. I'm not really sure how to get in and out of there like they would know. So we're gonna do that. I'll find a motel 2.5 with a good parking lot. That's our destination. And he can meet us there. All right, we're gonna jam this on the interstate. Let's get some miles down, find ourselves, what is it, northeastern Georgia? Something like that. Yeah. Bam! Just like that. We are in Georgia. I'm checked into the low quality inn here. And Christian, who is the winner, should be here any moment. I got the truck kind of squeezed in the back lot here. Of course, we didn't have a lick of issues with that setup whatsoever. And I'm gonna run him through how to use the trailer. We got power knobs for the batteries, wireless remote, wired remote, of course the truck. There's some fancy doodads and whatnots in there. Run him through the airbags and the fuel tank setup and everything. And I think I'm gonna let him keep everything that's in the toolbox other than the jack. But we got, boy, there's a lot of stuff in here actually. I better dig through this. Oh, no, he can. Well, maybe there's, well, I don't need that. He can have it, I guess. Christian's here, he's unlocking his truck. Look at that shirt he's got on. Is that the winner? Was that one of the winners?
I'm gonna say it's the winner.
That's the winner, there you go. He's jumping in for the first time. Get in there and adjust that seat, man. That's yours now. It's all the way in Sasquatch mode.
I can drive like this.
Oh, there you go. So we put the column more forward and the smaller wheel because I have a bad habit of like stepping out and I always smash my leg off the column. But that can all be adjusted if you want to change anything there.
I like it like that.
It is tilt and everything. Show you the business end of this bad boy. 8.1 liter. You know how to pop that thing? You a Ford guy or a Chevy guy?
I'm a Ford guy myself.
Uh-oh, we're gonna convert you with this thing.
Yeah.
There you go.
78 Ford I've been working on myself.
Oh, nice. This is around the same era-ish. Yeah, so that's early 2000s, 8.1 liter Vortec, but it's on Holly now. But it's got vintage air, brand new air compressor. I mean, everything's brand new. We did the dual batteries on it in case you want to listen to the stereo or something. It's got digital fans, aluminum rad. Hydro Boost is still hooked up. A bunch of other stuff. We'll fire it up and then I'll run you through the whole shebang. This thing's like a space shuttle. There's a lot to learn. There you go, brother. 10 miles a gallon, just like that.
Miles per gallon.
That's great. What do you do for a living?
Firefighter.
Nice, man. You an EMT or on the hose or ladder or truck or?
So I'm an EMTB.
Yeah.
So kind of the basic level.
Yeah.
So I'm on the engine and the ambulance.
Nice, man. Great. It's the right color then, right? Fire truck red. That's awesome. Very cool. Oh, before I forget, open that up. That's your titles. And Jessica wrote you a check for $20,000 right there, brother.
That's the best part. Right there.
That's more than enough to cover the taxes and everything else. And like the lift, they're easy enough to install yourself, but if you want to pay a service technician, you could just call Wildfire and they'll send a guy right to your house. They'll set it up for you. Yeah, they'll cover everything. So sweet, man. Okay, so I'm gonna walk Christian through the truck, all the radios and the Holly and the airbags and the shifter and trailer brakes and the trailer and all that stuff, and I'm gonna hand it off to him and then I'm vehicle-less. But I have a plan. See, the low quality inn I booked with concrete floors and no TVs is literally right next door to the car rental place I have to go in the morning. So it all works out. What a nice guy. I just ran him through everything. Deserving. Guy's a firefighter. That's so cool. Happens to be red. He's actually putting up a shop right now. So that lift is like perfect timing for him. And he might call Wildfire and have them find a contractor. And then he can use some of that winnings money to pay them. There goes Woodford. All right, buddy, see ya. Well, there goes Christian K from Georgia, winner of the dually, trailer, lift, 20,000. Also, coincidentally, there's a steakhouse within walking distance. Weird. I'm gonna go do that. We'll see you guys in the morning. We'll grab whatever rental we got that's free with points and get ourselves to that Jeep J2000. Oh, they go out of business already? Help me. Help. Well, good morning to you. The Enterprise there next to the low quality inn only had meth or minivans. So I went with the minivan this morning. It'll work. Got the tires in here, just leaving Christian's place. My toolbox and stuff. Now you're probably understanding why I don't usually show logistics. It's actually a lot of work just getting to some of these places, and it's always unique in one way, shape, or another. But I wanted to show you where the truck was going. And thank you to everyone that entered the giveaway. The support was just incredible, and I couldn't do any of this stuff without that or you. And I really sincerely appreciate that. And let me know if you want to do another giveaway. And if so, what are we doing? Muscle car, another truck, different flavor? I don't know. This one's going to be pretty hard to top. I got about an hour and 45-minute drive to that Jeep J2000. I will see you guys there. I'm excited to get to work on this. Well, the guy has made it to Blandtown, Georgia, which is just a suburb of Atlanta, essentially. And the Jeep is sitting behind this gigantic, old, awesome building, which used to be like a steelworks factory or something. We are in the middle of industrious mecca. There's trucks, planes, trains, automobiles, all that stuff going on out here. Nice little area, actually. And this building, although very unassuming from the outside, has been now converted into a restoration shop by a company called Project 15, I believe. They build resto-mod Fords, stuff like that. And the owner of that company is the guy that I bought the Jeep from, and he just gave me a 5-minute crash course on the history of that. So I'll share that with you. We'll walk around this thing, and then we're just gonna jump right in and get after it. Man, this thing is really cool. So a quick little story of how this thing fell in my lap, and then the history that I was just told on it, and then we'll just get after it. So I knew that I had to get to Georgia to deliver that truck. So I went on the FaceSpace and said, has anybody got a ride around the area? Something that's, you know, a day or two of work, because I have to get back to Nashville to get on a flight to get to Texas for a really awesome revival coming up pretty soon. So I can't miss that. So I needed something that wasn't gonna be terrible. And they reached out with this Jeep truck, and I had to have this thing. Buick power potentially is huge. And they said it shouldn't be too awfully bad. And the price, which I loved, was $2,500, but to their local animal charity. So that's really cool. And I think it has a title even, actually. But anyway, this was used as a shop truck for a couple years, and then for whatever reason, they just parked it back here, and it's been sitting since. And I think it's been local to the area like all the way into the 70s. But we'll try to figure that out, see what we can find in the truck and everything like that. But let's walk around this thing. First thing I gotta do is pop the hood and see if this is Buick powered. because that is my holy grail of Jeep truck or Wagoneer, is the Buick Power, the Dauntless. So let's go check it out. So this right here, if it's original to the truck, is kind of a dead giveaway because the AMC Power was a 327. This has 350, so that's going to suggest it's got the Buick Power in it. So truth went on ahead and be told, if you're wondering, why Buick, Derek? That's kind of weird. The AMC 327 actually made a couple more horsepower than the Buick. I just love the idea of a Buick engine in a Jeep, and I am a huge Buick fan. It's probably my favorite make. Is this already open? Ugh. Yes, that is a Buick. Nice. X-side. What kind of animal was that? Boy, it's complete-ish. It's got, wow, wiring, wire nuts. Did I work on this? Well, we might as well just start here, and then we'll do a walk around. We're kind of getting backwards. I just got so excited about this. Had some brake work, I could tell that. Although a long time ago, but that's a newer-ish looking. No, it's not very newer-ish. It's not original though. Anyway, get in here and look at all this stuff with me. This is pretty cool. There you go, Buick Power. The dead giveaways, obviously. The wide block because of the stroke of this engine, and the valve covers. Just AMCs are smooth, and it's got two lines coming up like that. But it's been monkeyed with over the years. It's had heater hose upgrade, some pretty good magical wiring going on in here. And like I said, that master cylinder looks like it's been replaced at some point. I don't know when. What does this even do, actually? No idea. There's webs everywhere. This thing hasn't been cranked in a long time. It's all there though. It's got the old heavy duty flexi hoses. Oh, it's got an aluminum radiator. It's looking right over top of that. I'm sure this is better than Elvis. He is dead, I'm sorry. That's a real thing. Auto magical transmission back there. This is probably gonna be a tube barra in there, and that's fine. That's just fine. Power brakes. We got a filtre after the clicky clacky. Actually, that's a mechanical, but you know what I mean, after the pump. Power steering, power brakes, what a rig. It's all there. And it's Buick, which is great because we could find parts for this thing pretty much anywhere, you would think. Although I had some problems finding parts getting down here. I went to every parts store within 27.9 square miles. And the only thing that I could scrounge up for this truck was sparkulators and oil. That's it. No one has spark plug wire. I even said, well, forget the Jeep and the Buick part. Just do like a 70C10 pickup. I just need a point style lightning hose. You know? Nothing. No points, no cap, no rotor, nothing. So we are going straight $0 on this thing. What the most minimal thing we could do to get it running, because we really don't have any option over here. Sounds like a train is going through the Empire State Building. Anyway, let's walk around the rest of the rig here. It's rust free. Oh no, no it's not. There's like a switch yard or something right here. So anyway, we got this like maroonish color. I'm kind of digging it. I was hoping it was gonna be the metallic bronze or whatever, but this will work. It's got really weird rust. There must have been, well, I guess just like this, a lot of leaves and trash in this, and it kind of rotted from the inside out. Even the lips are rotted. It's not bad though, it's just weight management and weight reduction. It increases the MPGs. Oh wow, this side is really getting in there. Custom cabbases. Yeah, very custom. Looks like a Lego truck, you know? J2000 four-wheel drive. The tires and wheels make it all though. The American Racing Blade wheels that are probably 12 inches wide. Well, they gotta be, because these are 33 12 5 15s. that just makes the whole truck. And you can tell the front end is in really good shape by how the front lugs are up and down, and worn super uneven. So the front's really good. That's nice. Unfortunately, we're missing the Jeep 350 badge on this side. And I don't know if you can still find those or not, but we're certainly gonna try. I'm excited to drive this thing. This is one of the toughest looking trucks ever made. I think it was 63 all the way to 88 they made the J series trucks. Nice long run there. And they're made pretty much on the Wagoneer platform, which a green Wagoneer with Buick power would be right up my alley too. Nice roll bar. Oh wow, yeah. Nice safe roll bar. You know, just some square tube, and don't worry about that. We gotta space it up somehow, for Pete's sake. Speaking of spacers, I think I got a wheel spacer back there. Got some mittens. Some of them was on fire. That's not good. I think that's a dead animal, so we'll not look too close to there. Wonder if this works. Of course not. Would have been a nice workbench. She's rough, boys. Pretty rough. But the cab corners, come on now. That looks pretty good. The glass is all intact and not even broken out, which is pretty cool. It's got the early 2000s flexi antenna. You know, this was someone's good rig at one point. Who knows when that was, but we'll try to figure it out. Down a headlight, she's blinking at us. And we got some upgraded headlights. And I'm in them LED lights. I don't know, they're super bright. No one knows what to do. Boy, this is like, look at the Bondo. I think that's how they held it together the second time they painted it. I think it's had 2 repaints because of the way that it is. If you just, you know, look at it. But that is our 69 Jeep. Let's jump inside, see what we got going on in there. Yeah. Oh, wow. Humid. Oh, it's really wet. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It smells like a wood stove full of raccoon tails and radishes. It's very earthy. Earthen. Wow. Oh, look at that. Oh, we got boom booms. New one. Oh, they're just self-dappered. Oh yeah, right through the cab. Great. That's really good. There's a lot of clues in here though. Kaiser Jeep Corporation. That's cool, that's still there. Held in with sheetrock screws or something. We got speakers, serious sound system in here. No, it's an old Kenwood pull-out, I think. Cord, charging cord. I don't know. Get in here and start looking at stuff. Oh, it's got the original radiator up there. Why didn't they put, this has got a tape. Why did they put that in there? Silly. Door cards are beautiful. Got me a boom boom down here. This is so when the door starts moving around, you get 3D audio. See? That's where the leak is coming from, probably. Floors are wet, soaking wet. It's still there though, which is pretty amazing. Okay, let's go ahead and just jump in. Oh, there's spider webs everywhere. Vent, this says air. I've never owned a 69 Jeep. I've seen a lot of them on the line though. Simple gauges, 37,236 miles. Is it 137 or 237? Pedalage is telling me 137, quite honestly, but hard to say. Here's that updated boom boom, but it's got a fruit phone connector on it, and everyone knows those were made in 2007. It's got no key. Oh, Oh, wow. I guess it does have a key. It's right here. So maybe hot wired, but it's not stolen. It's not. Dual? Oh, wow, that puppy is plumb full. What do they say? Chargio? I'm not even sure. Never been a smoker. I don't know what I'm looking at. That one's locked up. What's in the mitten box? Oh, nothing at all. Okay. Let's see if I can fix that. That's fixed. What is this? The headliner's a little droopy on the headliner. It's been taped up. It's been taped up. Ah, check this out though. It makes everything worthwhile. Look at that thing, huh? And look how they fastened it. Boom. By the way, I should mention, this truck was purchased this way. This was not the shop here. This was just their beater get-around truck. Old Kaiser Jeep plate. That's cool. It's had a headlight dimmer switch put in it, even though the lights are knocked out. What is this? Is this like an old kickdown or something? I don't know what that is. Huh. Have a feeling that's gonna come back to haunt us. Oh, we got AC? No, we don't. That's gonna break. Oh, I already broke it. Darn it. There we go. Let's go ahead and roll the window down and keep the door open. We'll jump over to the drinker side. Custom door panel on this side as well. Do we have the same boom booms? Oh, you bet. STPs. Oh, wow. We got a new set of sunglasses. And a sweatshirt. I think we're gonna go ahead and just put that back there. But this, however, has me very interested. We got a nice rag of some kind. Oh, I didn't even know that flipped up. Oh, we got paperage. We could dig through that. Starting fluid, not a good sign. Oh, is that the bat? It is, part of it. Oh. Hardware, I thought that was medication that was blocked out. That would have been weird. Oh, we do. Yes. I didn't know it was in 3 pieces. The tangs are broken though. But that's really cool. We can use that for something else. Muffler clamps. It's like a jump seat combo thing. Oh, registration flew out. 2006. $1977. Something for 40 bucks. Goodyear, trying to find 2015. What do we got? Fuel leak, great. Brake fluid. Rear drum overhaul, yes! Rear wheel cylinders. Reline front 2 wheels. I don't know what that is. Left front brake hose. Right front brake hose. Left rear brake drum. Right front brake drum. Holy smokes! Steel brake lines. Brake booster. Master cylinder, see? Bearings. Lug nuts. Holy cow. Wow, $2,700. That's more than I paid for the whole rig. You know, be it 10 years ago, but we might got brakes. That's a whole brake job right there. Valve stems, look at springs, chrome lug nuts. $1,200. What did they buy on this? Why is it $1,200? Oh, that's where the tires came from. 33, 12, 5, 15, right there. Yeah, they're 10 years old, so those are shot. 1,200 bucks. Math 7 would be, what is this? 4 grand? Something like that. Let me dig through the rest of this. We might have ourselves a Georgia peach. So there's like $4,600 in receipts in there. And what it comes to is an entire brake job, bearings and seals, tires, a fuel tank, a fuel sending unit, which gives me hope that we might have a really good fuel tank in here actually, which is great because we need the capacity for what we're doing. That must have been the guy that this feller bought it from. I should see if we got a title and the name on that. But anyway, it looks like 2015, 2016, this thing was really loved on. And then it got used as a shop truck and bam, here it sits. So, hopefully this is not too terribly bad. If it takes more than 2 days, we might have to go down to that Toyota down there and just get ourselves home because I gotta be on that beer can that flies through the air. All right, let's dig in. You know the usual, spark, fuel, compression, valve timing. Let's just start with seeing if this engine turns over. It's been hot wired, there's no key. So I think we'll throw a hot battery in it and we'll have to get a voltmeter, see what's going on in there, see if we can figure out how to crank it and how to get it hot. And then we'll test for spark and then we'll jump right into fuel. This is gonna be cool. This would be a good shop truck for me, like a beater shop truck. Blackjack's too nice to haul wood in. Well, maybe this is too. No, it's not. Well, yeah, it is. It's pretty nice. I guess a guy can use the tailgate of this Ranger for a workbench. There we go. What do we need? 1/2 inch. Bam! Pretty sure this lightning whirler cap's been replaced at some point too. I think the originals are black. This one's gray. Probably around the same exact time. And we've got a remanufactured charger whirler, it says in Mexico. Someone really dumped a lot of money into this thing. What is this? Oh, jumper. Jump starter? Missing the jump starter though. This is a really cool power wagon back there. Anyway, I'm getting really distracted. These brown recluses would move just a little bit. Guy could get in here. Yeah. These Buicks take a special brand. Nope. She's got a go handle. Oh, I think it goes this way though. There we go. Do a fire test. We got a red and a black on this. I like that. I like where this is going. Okay. I don't hear any digital sparks. Anything getting melty? There's a telephone cord plugged into, what is that running? That's running the front lights. I'll be dipped. I have seen some stuff. I've never seen a telephone wire cord in a truck. I worked on this. That's confirmed. Right here. Black, red, green, yellow. And that runs down through here. Fire these bad boys up. And then I don't know where that goes, some switch or something. Who knows? Well, we got a hot battery now, so let's jump in the cab. We run the risk of accidentally turning this engine over, but we got to get to that point anyway. I wonder if I should check the oil quick though first. Oil doesn't just go bad. It doesn't lose viscosity. It's been in the ground for a kajabillion years. So if it's got some in it, we can probably spin it over on it just fine, as long as there's no water or anything else in there. It's not funny, Bones. Anyway. Oh yeah, it's fine. It is fine. Oh, how am I getting this back in? Just like that. Okay, back to wiring. Let's see what we got. So when I say wiring, I'm thinking this situation. We've got hot already running to something. And then this one looks like it's bent up. Is that this guy? Maybe I should get a meter out first before I blow something up. I don't know. Well, the only thing I can really seem to get to work is the radio or accessory. If I plug that one in, that lights up, but I can't get it to crank. I've tried all of them. Purple is usually the starter relay, and that's not purple in. Got my handy dandy cheapy meter in here. 2004 is when I dated this and put my name on. She's been around. Okay, so one of these has to be hot on this clip here, because it should be a direct lead from the battery. And then once we figure that out, we can start moving around. Nothing. Maybe it's my, oh, there we go, it's my ground. There we go. So top is 12 volts. Okay. So now we take this tail. Red is probably accessories. So if the radio was coming on, that was this one. Okay, so we got radio. And one headlight, says Tom. Okay, so now, if I bump that into purple, all BOPC vehicles are purple for the starter relay. It should crank the engine. Oh, it startled me. Yes, I don't know if that was a good thing or not. I usually like to rotate them by hand first, but here we go. Okay, motor spins free. We know how to turn the Kenwood on. You know, everything is going good. Actually, should we delete on this headliner really fast? I don't think it's gonna do us any good. Oh boy. Oh, now I did it. Ugh. What did you do? Okay, that's, well, slightly better. What is it? Look at that. This can go. Used to be white. It was a white truck. That makes more sense. They had like teal or aqua, poly blue, metallic bronze, kind of the colors back then. All right, so now let's figure out if we do, let's see. We got to figure out which one's ignition or coil. So that's, oh, they didn't like that. Let's go back to that one, see if the coil's hot. No, Kenwood radio wire is not coil hot. I found a wiring diagrams on the interwebs, but they wanted $17 for a PDF. Nope, that ain't gonna happen. We'll just use process of elimination. Kenwood wire, done. Next, see what happens. Candy cane wire. I always like to test the old meter first. It is not the candy cane wire. Okay. Next, other candy cane wire. Nope. Maybe it was the one that sparked. I do have a green wire here, and then it's all cobbled. Let me try that green one. Baby poop green wire. Yes! 6 volts, which means we have a ballast resistor right back there. So baby poop green is coil hot. Little red is Kenwood. Purple is starter. What else do we need? Okay, we can officially hot wire this. Let's take a look at the fuel make it happener. We might want to disconnect that pump before we crank too much. And let's start on sparkles. Part of my headlight done fell right out. Shit! It made it. It made it. Guy's got a really nice pre-trip inspection going on over here. I like to see that. He's checked all of his lines, his tires, his gate, his lights, fluids. And he rolled up in a C6 Corvette. Love it. Okay. Oh, we got a 1 barrel? A filter from 87? Oh wow, that's still hooked up. No, it is a 2-jet. It is a 2-jet, which makes sense. Get out of here. That isn't locked up. Let's see if we can disconnect the line from the tank. My fear is if the tank is varnished or has a lot of sediment in the bottom of it and we start cranking this and the mechanical pump tries to work, it's just going to fill itself with all of that junk and sediment, and I don't want that to happen and cause another issue. So, well, I'm going to need some vacuum caps. We got vacuum leaks galore going on right now. Okay, small standard root driver. Boy, the spiders on this one is thick. Just reaching in here, getting there's a return line as well. This is a 3-line pump. Getting the inlet line from the tank off, which we know was replaced in 2016. Oh, yeah, I just dumped a bunch of bad fuel. Okay, so that was a good move, I know. Well, you've been here before. Why? That's why I was telling you we should probably do that. You said we were doing spark. I said let's prevent the fuel issue before we get to spark. Now you're jumping around making stuff up. Maybe I am, but we're back to spark. Now we need a long standard. Taking the lightning cap off here. Boy, it is muggier than a Detroit alleyway out today, and I ain't kidding you. But listen, any day working on a Buick, anything is good. What's this look like? Oh, wow. Why is there something splattered in there? Made in the USA stamp. I like that. It's had points because it has a condenser built into it. Did I leave the little green wire on? I think I'm hearing spark. Let's take the rotor off and then we can look at the points. Just a little trick I have is with the ignition on, if your points or contacts are working correctly, you'll see a spark jump when it's trying to ground. And that's how you know it's a clean surface, it's not sulfured or contaminated, and you can hear it or see it. Those are 2 of the best sensors on the planet. Dwell meter, schmell meter. You know what I mean? So here's how our ignition is looking. We got something splattered around in here, but I'm gonna file the leads on that. That should be fine. This is corroded and breaking. but it might hang in there. And we'll file this up. It looks like something got between the rotor and the cap, and it got kind of like massacred in there or something. Anyway, the contacts have been updated. See how the condenser is built into it? That's a newer-ish model, so I'm guessing this got put in 2015-16 era as well. I am going to file that, so I'm going to turn the ignition off or pull the wire out of the green cord and get my leather person in here and file between the contacts, which is down in here. And then we'll do a quick test on the spark. Boop. Truth went on ahead and be told, I might need to try to buy this Power Wagon back here. My fear is, if it's anything else like the other rigs inside, it's Cummins swapped or has a Duramax or a Coyote or an ostrich motor or whatever. Anyway, get this in here. And we're just gonna file. Just a gentle file. Just like that. Okay, the points are actually in a good position there. It's closed on the distributor camshaft, which just has a bunch of bumps on it. As that rotates, it's opening and closing the points in there. With it closed and our green wire plugged in, which is key on, that coil, which has a primary and secondary winding, is creating right now, as I speak, an electronic magnetic field, electrodigital magnetical fields. And when we open that, it's going to discharge. And we should hear and see a spark. And that's a very simple way to know that the ignition source is working, the wiring to your lightning whirler is working, your points are working. So if you have a spark issue past that, then it's past that. Okay, let's see what we got. Airbus 737. Cruise speed 525. Pretty nice. All right, these are filed. Ignition's hot. There's somehow not a train coming by right now, so listen and watch down in here as well. Boom. Build a field, discharge. So that is all working. We can, just for peace of mind, let's go ahead and disconnect our coil. Both wires are red. I really did work on this. And we're going to put a meter on this and just make sure that this is healthy enough to get us home. And that's all I really care about, honestly. So we're going to want to see like a 1.1 to 1.7 and like probably a 13 to 17, and I'll explain that here. So an ignition coil is basically a step-up transformer. It's taken, never see that again, 12 volts from your battery, and it converts it into thousands, if not tens of thousands of volts. Oh, and there's a primary winding and a secondary winding in here, and that's what we're going to be testing. It's basically a can filled with oil and wound with wire. There we go. We're going to spin the old meter over to horseshoe mode. And we're going to go across the two posts, which is your primary. Wow, this one's a great coil. It's showing me 2.6 right now, 2.5, which is very good. It's tightly wound. It's probably, could be the original coil. Now we gotta crank this thing up. We'll go to 2000. And we're gonna go in the center and over. And this would be your secondary winding. 12.4. This is a really hot, really good coil. You'd be hard pressed to pull something off the speed part shelf and get something like this. So I'm very, very happy with that. So we'll just plug this back in and call her good. Can't see that one. Sounds like a twin jet though. Okay. There we go. And now if we wanted to test it all the way through, we could just pull the wire off. Sometimes the wire, if the spark is hot enough, it'll jump out to like a valve cover. Or we pull a spark lighter out and just set that on a valve cover anywhere that's gonna ground it out, and it'll spark. But I'm feeling really positive we're gonna be just fine on that front. So I think what we're gonna do to save time, clean this up, is we'll just see if it fires off once we get a little fuel source rigged up here. And if it fires off and runs decent, doesn't knock, I didn't ask any questions at all. So if it runs decent-ish, then we'll drop the oil, maybe put some spark lighters in it, since that's the only part I can get for this thing. Well, I probably wouldn't even find a two-jet kit. The accelerator pump's probably rotten in that. But I don't think we're gonna do a ton of accelerating. So we should be okay. Although getting through Atlanta traffic, hot Atlanta, might pose a challenge in this rig, because I doubt the blinkers work. There we go. Boy, that spicy fireball in the sky is really spicy. What were we doing again? Oh yeah, making this run. That's I don't have anything. I don't even have anything flammable. I might have to run to the gas station quick, get a jug of gas. We're gonna need that anyway to go home. Throw that in the bed, or what's left of the bed. And then we could run a hose into that. I should also get a can of fuel so we could prime that two-jet. Let's take this off so we don't burn this building down, because I'll be in debt the rest of my life. Okay, let's pause. I'll be right back. We'll hit this with fuel, see if it makes noise. Okay, great. Save the battery on this now. Full bam, I'm back. We're gonna throw some false fuel in here. What do we get today? 40 to 1. Go right down the vent. This is gonna fill the bowl. And the two-stroke oil is gonna lubricate the needle and seat, combustion chamber, all the stuff. My thought is, if we can make this bang and make noise like this, then we can further on rig up a temp fuel system, run this thing a little bit to see what it sounds like. I just told previous owner all the receipts I found in here. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, wow. We already made a deal, buddy. Sorry about the price. Okay, do we have an accelerator pump? Doesn't sound like it. Boy, I'm gonna have a nightmare finding a rebuild kit for that. Okay, that's starting to rain. That's hot, this is in, that's on, coil's back. Let's see if this thing will fire and make some noise. Didn't even check the weather, was not planning on a rainstorm today. Okay, little red wire. We said was ignition, right? That's on. We don't have an accelerator pump, unfortunately. It fired. I don't know why I'm pumping it. We don't have an accelerator pump. Habit. Maybe it'll come around. It wants to run. It wants to run. Oh, smoky. Wow. Really smoky. We got two issues here. The rainstorm coming in, and this is a professional place of business. They close here shortly. And for me to get back here, I have to go through the building. So I am going to get shut down here shortly, but I would sure like to hear this run before that happens. Okay, I think the bowl is full. Let's try it again. It sounds like it's got glass packs or something. I'm liking that. This time I'm going to use a piece of wire found laying on the floor. Might be easier. Come on. Come on. Yes. There we go. There we go. Ha 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 ha. Buick. Oh, it's got a bad mess. Really bad mess. Oh, the rain is really coming down. Yes! Oh boy, we got a dead hole or something. It's shaking bad and my ear meter is hearing it. It's alive. I gotta close the window up. Hiding under the awning here. We got a big storm coming in. That's gonna pretty much shut me down today. But the great news is it's firing. It ran. It's not knocking. It does have a very bad miss. I mean, the thing is shaking and rattling in there. But we can address that later. I'm gonna roll the windows up, get that closed. I don't really have anything else with me. Toolbox can stay here. That's gonna do it for tonight. We'll see you in the morning back here again. Now that we know it'll run, we could do oil change. We gotta figure out that miss. That was really bad. Fuel system, we might run it off a jug. Maybe we go straight into the tank. I'm not really sure. We got to figure out tires on this thing. I haven't even hit the brake pedal yet. All that was new a decade ago. Yeah, a decade ago. Who knows if it still works? We'll find out tomorrow. See you then. Well, good morning. Day 2 here in Atlanta, Georgia on the Jeep J2000. Boy, it rained cats and kittens yesterday. I ain't kidding you. Kind of sitting in a mud hole today. Super muggy. Real bad. And it's about a 54.97362% chance of severe thunderstorms today, so that's pretty good. I want to hustle and try to get this thing running, and then we can fret about brakes and tires here hopefully later this afternoon or tonight. Now, we heard this thing run yesterday, albeit short, but I did hear and see right away we are down a hole. The BOPC firing order is superior. The 184366572 is designed in such a manner to make that engine idle really smooth or run smooth. It fires opposing in a really cool pattern. And it makes it obvious when a hole is down because it just does this, and that's what we had. Plus you can hear it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I think we're gonna jump right in and get after the sparkulators because that's the only part I have. Great. And it's probably our issue, or at least I hope so. So this firing order starts in an X pattern, ends in an X pattern. So 18436572X. 18X 436572. So if you're down a hole on one side only, it gets to doing this, especially if the motor mounts are worn out like this unit is. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll probably pull this battery all the way out so I have more room for my belly. And we'll get in here, and I don't have lightning hoses. We can inspect these too and see if they have any cracks. something's arcing or jumping. But we'll get the sparkulators out, scan our peepers on them, see what they're looking like. Sometimes they don't look the best, you know. And then we'll put new ones back in, of course. Well, the guys got all of the sparkulators swapped out for fresh AC Delcos, and man, these things were fouled more than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and I ain't kidding you. Come look at these things. Really, any number of these could have been causing an issue. They're all in just terrible shape. One of these had, this one, there is some debris in the chamber, and there's fuzzies all over the electrode. See that hanging? That probably wasn't firing. And these are Champion RV15YC4. So this is a heat range of 15. This is a pretty hot plug for Champion. And I put in R45s, which is on the colder side of AC Delco. Quite a bit colder than this. So it's going to be nice to see if that helps or makes a change. Normally, if they're this fouled up, I would go a hotter plug, but since we're already on the hotter side, it's going to be a good test to go a little bit colder. Made sure the firing order was correct. I took all the wires off and redid it. I looked for any cracks, anything like that, and I'm not seeing anything that concerns me, other than the zip ties being on here super tight. But that's all put into place, so that should be pretty good. So here's what a guy's thinking. We should fire this up again. Let's put it on a temp fuel system. Fire it up again, let it run a little bit longer. And if that goes well, we'll change the oil on the thing and then see what the fuel tank's gonna tell us. It's, what did we determine, 10 years old, something like that? It's been replaced, which is great news. So if it runs off of that tank, then we're really in business. And then we'll worry about the shift machine and all of that. Ooh, but we should check that fluid though before we run this any longer. I don't want to burn the pump up if it's empty. Do you got any juice? Shift juice. Oh yeah. Nice and burned. Perfect. We'll pretend that that's in great shape. Okay. Finding low pressure 3/8 fuel line is getting harder and harder to do. So I typically just buy whatever the store has left on the roll. This is significantly cheaper than the high pressure 3/8 stuff. Anyway, all of that to just say I'm not going to cut this in case we need it to run a tank in the bed of the truck. We need the length to get back there. So I'm gonna plug this into the pump, and then we'll just swing the hose right over here to a jug filled up yesterday and see if the fuel pump is gonna work and how it's liking some fresher fuel. We might have to backfeed this pump with some juice. Get that diaphragming again. You know. Let's route this down though, so the pump isn't having to work extra hard. Where's my line? Where is it? There it is. Okay. This would be a great truck for trash runs. Scrap metal, taking tires to town to recycle. I see I haven't modified my new tank yet. Okay. There we go. There we go. One more step. There. Now it's semi-usable. All right. Power wagon. I wonder if that wagon's got a 383. That'd be pretty cool. Let's see. This one must be the happy one. This one's the sad cable. Always so negative. Okay. We got a hawk or something eyeing me down right here. Trying to work. Shh. Thank you. Filling the fuel bowl. This will hopefully run long enough to pull fuel up that line, which is 9.5 feet. Oh, I'm way too much. Way too much. Perfect. Okay. Let's see what this tells us this morning. Let's see. Hot wire of the truck that definitely wasn't stolen. Just lost the key. That's all. And yeah. There we go. Little ticky. All right, belt pressure. Well, the line's jumping. It's pulling fuel. Easy way to tell that pump's working. I think we fixed that miss. It's got a little bit of a rock, but not as bad. Let this thing sit here and run for a minute. We got exhaust coming out. There's no restriction in the pipes. Oil light's not on, doesn't mean it works though. We don't really have the key to see if, you know, the dummy lights, when you turn the key on, they glow at you. Yes, that's great. Boy, the whole front clip is like jumping. She's really got a jump to her. It's like the whole front clip. Combination bad body mounts slash motor mounts. Well, the guy shut her down. I don't have any ice cube juice in the water heater here. But it sounds pretty goodish. Maybe good enough to get us home. It might come around, you know, as we're driving it and whatnot. But now that it's 7,000 degrees, let's see if we can get the oil changed on this thing. Look at this cute little devil. Kind of like a 10WR, but with a filter attachment on it. This thing has got 7,000 foot-pounds of torque on it. I couldn't get it by hand. So, can we do it this way? Wow. This can really dance. There we go. All right, I better get a catch can under there. Wow, for Pete's sake, how? There we go. Just cut half of my finger off on the radiator. It's a Select Tech select. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna get that out of there though. Well, Tech Select is made by Mighty Auto Parts, I guess. Owned by Grupo Goner, Mexican company, and they bought Mighty in 2007 or 2009. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're putting a Wix XP back in. I always try to run the XP if I can, or a racing. If not, standard Wix is Excelente. I just dropped it. It's dropped. Oil everywhere. Great. It's always fun to see what filters are in these. Kind of gives you an idea. Age, where they went for parts, all that stuff. Bam! Return this ranch dressing, and then we'll roll around in the mud underneath this and drop it out of the pan. Well, laying under the rig, here's our drain plug, but was looking, the floors have been patched. That's why I was blown away. They weren't rotted, they are rotted in fact. And confirmed we got gyps. We ain't got tips, but we got gyps. Spare tire hanging back there, a bunch of miscellaneous wiring, some sort of helper coil spring things, leveler outer, 200s. Here you can see the rotten motor mounts that need replaced. We'll probably never get to that. It's pretty good. I might go ahead and hook up the fuel system again while I'm laying down here. See if we can get something out of the tank as well. I have a feeling this is going to splash everywhere. Oh, not so badly. There we go. So here's what a guy's going to do for the fuel system here. I'm going to put a filter in front of the pump. Normally I run a 33003 Wix, but they didn't have it. But these Edelbrokens are kind of nice because you can unscrew them and clean the element and put it back together. So in a situation like this, if it gets plugged, we clean it on the side of the road and then keep moving. So I'm going to hook this to a piece of hose, and then we'll go tank, filter, into pump, and that way we're saving our fuel pump from swallowing a bunch of junk. This should hopefully catch it all. Okay, so we'll take this line out like that. Spill gas in our armpit. Perfect. Then let's hook this up first so we can figure out our length on our tail. We might trim that back. Oh, that's actually perfect. So we got a little service loop here. We can reach that filter from top or bottom. We'll clamp her on. Pour some fresh fuel in the tank, and then we'll see if it'll pull from there. There we go. Boy, this belt is in tough shape. We should probably grab one before we hit the road. I'm not worried about the power steering pump. Well, actually, that's our extra belt. If one of these goes, we'll have the other one. Well, the fuel system's all plugged in. Hopefully that is going to work. It's always nice having the actual fuel tank and not a tank in the seat or something. At least this way we'd have the truck bed. For Earls, this time, I'll put that down there. We're going with the Valvoline high mileage. It's got the Max Life technology, which has seal conditioners. Helps prevent leaks, and 790 ppm of zinc, which I really like, zinc. These old engines, the hydraulic flat tappet cams, it's good to have zinc and phosphorus. Boy, I spilt a bunch. I was cheap, didn't buy a funnel. I got about 319 of them at home, and that's what I keep thinking every time I grab one off the shelf. But then I do this, and I'm like, why didn't I grab another one? But then I get home after I grab another one, I'm like, why did I buy another one? I got this one here. But then I say, yeah, I can't fly with this, though. What are you going to put a funnel in your backpack? That doesn't really make sense. It's kind of weird, you know? And round we go. Where did I put the cap? Here it is. Cleaned it up best I could, but that is gonna smoke to high heaven. We just gotta remember we're not on fire. Well, I mean, it could happen, who knows. Anyway, let's throw some fresh fuel in here. Oh, eviction notice. Throw some fresh fuel in there and see if it falls on the ground or hangs in there. I borrowed a cardboard creeper from these guys. I might want to throw that in the passenger floorboard. We may need that getting home. Okay. Dump this in. It is leaking. Oh. That's the problem. Just avoid it. I think the filler's a little rotted. Well, if half a gallon of a 1 gallon goes into the gallon machine, maybe we'll be okay. We just need enough to get to the gas station, which, by the way, every time I come to Atlanta, y'all are playing cards, blocking the fuel pumps. There was a 2-person basketball machine in one of them. Like, how do you get gas? I mean, I'll hang out with you, don't get me wrong. I'll play some poker, but maybe we should do it in the grass or something instead of in front of the pump. I don't know, I've never seen it before anywhere else around the country. Pretty wild. That's just water you hear from the gutter system trickling on the ground. Ow. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. There's a transmission there. Anyway, put some ice cube juice in it. We've got fresh sparkulators. We got the fuel tank hooked up. A couple gallons of fresh fuel in that. New oil. What's kind of weird about the coolant is there's no drain on that brand radiator, no brand radiator, but it took a gallon. So that's kind of weird. But anyway, let's see if it fires. Valve train's gonna clatter for a minute, and then we should be all right. I got a second wire in here I'm piggy tailing off. Oh. I got the lightning cube disconnected for safeties. No, just don't want it to go dead. That's all. Try it again. Bring the thunder. Bring it again. Wow, it's starting easy now. Okay, valve train already quieted down, so it is building oil pressure. We don't have a gauge, but again, your best meter is right here between this mush. It's gonna run out of fuel in the bowl here in just a minute, and then that's when we're no. Actually, let me feel the line. It's pulsing. It's either gonna quit or keep pulling from the tank. good. Does the fuel gauge work? Oh, we don't have power to that, do we? Well, let me see if I can find the power to that. Let's hook the Kenwood wire up. Does that do anything? Oh, power steering. Kind of-ish. Can't even hear the pump. Wow, this is great. Things are going pretty goodly. Guy's going to check the shift juice blood stick. Because if this is good, I've got clutches in a can, and I'll put that in the TS instead. No, that's low. Darn it. So, where did that go? Where'd you go, shift juice? Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm gonna put just a snort of brake fluid in the TS pump. We got some coolant into the fan there. Whew. Spraying it everywhere. Well, we got everything burning off in here. It's hard to see. All right, brand new clutches for that transmission. Got a hole in the bottom. Injector. There we go, that's flowing. I'm gonna grab the meter. Actually, let's see if this kicks down off the high idle. It seems unnecessary at this point. The way the manifold leaks on this does really suggest that I made the right purchase. Are you chargulating? Yes, you are. 13.76547275548274 Charging. Everything's smoking. Fix that power steering pump issue with some brake fluid. Oh yeah, butter. Recondition those seals at the same time. Let's go ahead and pop the cover off the master cylinder, eh? We're getting down to the nitty-gritty, which is where all the work comes in. Brakes. I'll leave that off now. I'll make sure that circulates. It obviously had a heating issue before. Oh, the front one's full. The rear is not full. Which means probably got bad wheel cylinders or something in the back. Something's leaking, a line. But if we got front brakes, which is always what I aim for, at least one, that will be good. Front brakes do 70% of the stopping. If you got one, you still have 35%. 35% of 100 in some states is barely passing. We drove a Buick home like that, I'll remind you. Okay. Should we test the shift machine? We're still a quart low, but it should grab. It should grab. Man, I whacked that thing hard. Here's a story for you. Derek's non-fictional storytelling time. When I was a very, very young boy, I allegedly illegally mowed grass for a campground for cash on the side. We're talking miles a day, pushing a mower, and back then, you know, the bar was up here. One of the main reasons I enjoyed doing it was they had a '69 Jeep. It was gray, and we would dump the grass clippings in the bed. Everything was bagged. So I'm, 58 pounds soaking wet, lifting 75-pound bags of grass clippings over my head into a Jeep. But it was worth it because I got to drive the Jeep around the whole campground collecting grass clippings. And that's the kind of the start of the fondness for the Jeep trucks for me. Brings back some memories. Mostly sweat. Fatigue. Okay. That sounds pretty good. And reverse. Immediately, solid. Drive. It's there. Reverse. We're rolling. Drive. Reverse. Drive. Reverse. Drive. Reverse. Drive. Park. Reverse. Drive. I just accidentally hit the brake pedal. It's squishy. I can't hear. Let me shut it down. That's building pressure as I pump it. Still building pressure. I'm listening for the dreaded hiss. If you've been watching the show, you know what I'm talking about here. All of a sudden you'll hear a well, by golly, I think we might got brakes. We got a shift machine. We got Buick power. Haven't tried the Kenwood yet. You're right. I'm sorry about that. What's next? Oh, wow. We on fire? No, remember, you're not on fire. We talked about this. We got ourselves a pretty good little buggy here. I think I'm going to surprise myself with how many miles I put on this rig. Everyone needs an old truck to just throw tree limbs in and a lawnmower, and scrap, and just bop down to the parts store, drop your kids off at school, embarrass them, hit a back road, drive in movie theater, go check cows, check on the hay, haul hydraulic buckets, that kind of thing. This is that truck. We still have a vacuum leak back there. I can't forget about that. There's like a golf tee or something in it. Nothing's leaking. I didn't check if the thermostat opened or not. Perfect. We'll say it did. Topped off the brake juice. I put brake fluid in the power steering. That seems to have fixed that. It's charging. Fan clutch seems okay. The 15450 belts are rotted. These are kind of loose. We'll let them be. Done. Restored. That actually latches. Great. Guys, checking the time and our route. Got like 350 miles-ish. We're clipping along pretty good. If I can get some tires on this, we might be able to get a couple 2, 5, 7 miles under our belt today yet. And that thunderstorm that was supposed to hit hasn't hit yet, thankfully, because I got one wiper blade, and I'm afraid to hit the switch. Anywho's, was scooting around inside the building here like this because everything, I don't even understand what's happening in there. It's a lot of stuff I can't afford. They have a tire machine, obviously. So I'm gonna try to wrestle these tires on myself. The challenge is, I've only done about 1,000 tires, and these big 12.5s, they're a little tricky to get on and off. But I'm gonna give her my best shot, save some money and time. The other thought I had, if that goes terribly wrong, I can maybe get it rebeaded. We throw the other tires in the back of the truck and test drive it to a tire store-ish. But then I might have to sit there all day because I don't have an appointment. So let me get a 4-way and a jack. Let's jack up the rear. Let's try one tire, see what happens. And then we're cooking. We're gonna have a brand new truck if I get tires on this thing. Thanks to the glass packs. See how far I can sink the jack into the ground. I'm gonna have to start selling these at the museum. I've got so many jacks. This one's a keeper though. I got the 74 ton. Best thing about this tool is it's corn fed and don't run out of battery. Oh yeah, there we go. Snapping studs since 77. Yeah. Oh, we almost did one right there. Whole truck bent in half. Am I missing one? Maybe not. Oh yeah, these are those chrome lug nuts that some feller paid like $108 for. Way back when. Highway robbery at its finest. I wonder what the welded studs section means though. It's kind of concerning. Well, sure enough, we got new studs. It was a new drum. It's rusty, but you can still see some of the fresh cotter key. You can tell the old drums were cut off. Got death wheel marks on it. So that's pretty good. There's the new shocks 11 years ago. And a rust-free wheel well house. It's like a pretty good, solid, very solid. Oh, here's my life. Great, let's do this. Okay, tons of tread on these, but they're dry rotted through the tread pattern. We know these are 10 years old. So we're gonna see how much of a bear it is to swap these. Oh, well that's a really good sign right there. Do it a little dance. Okay. Oh, we might be golden. Someday. Majority of these have coyotes or Godzillas. Moses, sandals. So there's a crack in the overhead door on the front. I'm gonna slide the tires in out of my minivan, carry them across the building over to the tire machine, bust the old ones off, put the old tires in the bed of the Jeep. I'm gonna take those home, even though they're dry rotted and not good for the highway. I can use them as rollers and maybe around the farm, not really sure yet, but I don't wanna waste them. So I'm gonna do that, and then we'll put the new ones on there, and then one by one, we'll put the new rubber on the old wheels back on the Jeep. Crew cab. F-250. Bronco, what's up? Whatever that is. Power wagon. Okay, I should not go this way. Mercy sakes. Basically a pickup bed, honestly. Boop. Okay, got them throwed up here. Now I gotta get to the tire machine. 77 miles. Got a lip sweat. Okay, this is gonna take probably an hour or more, quite honestly. So let me do this. Let me get the tires back on the Jeep, and then we'll bring you in for some updates, okay? Okay. Oh, 47 months later. I got the Columbus Discover 600 AT3 XLT 9000s. Put on, that's from my old shop truck. We still got the Wranglerses, the old Wranglers. I'm kind of liking the Columbuses. They got the filled white letter instead of the outline. I mean, they're both pretty tasty, let's be honest, but I'm leaning towards the XLT Lariat 12,000. Okay, so now I got to ruin my life and do the front, and then we got reasonable tires on the rig. Coming together. Well, it is time, my friends. Time to see if this Buick-powered Jeep is going to move under its own power and go down the road. First step is firing this thing up and backing it through this facility. That's how it got in here, is through this overhead, through the workspace, out the front of the building, and we'll end up in the parking lot, hopefully. Transmission shifted. I don't think it's going to be an issue just crawling through. As long as the brakes hold in there and we're not dragging a wheel, which it seemed to roll pretty good. So fingers and big toes crossed. I got everything loaded in the back pretty much. I mean, we're ready to rock. However, it is late in the evening. Dusk is upon us here shortly, so I got to figure that out. One step at a time though. My rental is due back bright and early in the morning, so either and or. This has got to go on that side of the building. It's fired up, get after it. Okay, I gotta remember what all the wires are here. Okay. Candy cane is the dash lights. Green is the coil. It's not working. There we go. Ha ha ha. Oh yeah. Come on now, come on now, come on. Oh, I can definitely see myself crawling this to the VFW brake check. It's got him. Why is it idling so far? I wasn't doing that a minute ago. Well, the guy just dropped the hot rod van off, waiting on a taxi, get a ride back to the truck. That's already loaded, ready to rock. I just need to clean the glass off, and then we'll go find some fuel, jam the thing on the highway. We've driven it backwards 70 yards. But now we're gonna try 350 miles, I guess. Seems fine. Should be great. Let's see if we can get the right combination of wires again. Let's see, green, this one, candy cane, red, right?
this one, that one, these. And then this is the key. Critical. Take this, give her a couple pumps. Oh, I forgot to clean glass. Ah, we'll do that at the gas station. They might have a whoop, 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 whoop. All right, let's get there, dump a bunch of fuel on the ground allegedly, and then hit the road. See if we got gears. It might have just shifted, but it felt very centrifugal. There it went. Oh boy. You kind of just suggest where the front goes. Oh wow, it's like a school bus. I'm liking it. Brakes? Oh, something just snapped. It's slowing though. Oh wow, we got a rearview mirror. Oh. Not really. That's just kind of flops her. What was that? That didn't sound good. Like glass shattering. Huh. Anyway, we're gonna putt this to the station. We'll take it from there. So far, so good. Well, tried to get fuel over there, but it is absolutely dumping out. So I'm using a Nature's jack stand over here. And I gotta crawl into here and try to splice that hose and slip it on farther, so it's not just dumping out. It's got incredibly worse than yesterday. Super nice guy named Chris stopped and hung out for a minute, offered to pay for my fuel, and found a parts store for me just a couple minutes down the road. We're gonna get, come on, fire up, start. We're gonna get a new hose. They're not gonna have the correct filler hose, but can we get a radiator out of an F350 is what I'm saying. We have no start power. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. To the parts store! We're gonna run out of gas. 3 big regrets so far. I should have done something with the brakes. The carb needs a rebuild terribly bad. And this filler neck is inconvenient. Also, the front tires rub every time you hit a bump. And the front end's gone. But it's Buick powered, so everything's fine. Well, we found a filler neck hose that was the right outside diameter. It was to like a Ford truck or something, but it was $144. Nope. I got this radiator hose to some unknown vehicle for $14, and I'm gonna jam the end of that into the pipe that goes into the tank, twist it, bind it into the box side, come through the bed, and then this will be our filler. I'm just gonna get her done quick, and then I'll show you the magic that's happening. So the bottom looks like this now. I got the hose jammed into this pipe and then foil taped. I think that should hold. And on the top, I just cut that off. Here's the original hose that's rotted. Here's our new hose. We just stick the filler neck into that. Bam! Tuck it off in the corner where the rain will barely get in it. Now, we go back to the gas station we just came from and try again. Well, let's just say that did not work very well. Let's try to move the vehicle now. Get on the road. Okay. additional quart of shift juice in the shift machine. It's lazy. But I got her in third, and we're jumping on the interstate right now. See what happens. Oh boy. Whoever mounted these tires forgot to balance them. Well, I swanged into a Lowe's, not a Highs. It's a low one. I'm gonna try to find some different style hose in here. Plan now is to snake something all the way through the metal tube and get a hose into the tank. Because right now it starts filling it, but then it backflows. Allegedly. The truck is also allegedly parked in a dirt area. That's not really a parking spot. Just in case something were to leak for whatever reason. Allegedly. Oh, here we go. See? Look at this. We got coupler doodabbies. Oh man, we got an R-bow right here. We could probably make something work. $54. Maybe I should have just bought that other filler neck. 54, 14, 68, 70. We're over half. Anyway, I got two options here. We can go outside with a 2-inch vent tube from Schedule 40 here, and a 2x2. You know, you got to plumb quick. I believe it's a PKL 200 Arbo, and then I got some 3/4. I think it's a washing machine drain or something, but we could stuff that in the tube potentially. I'm gonna have to fuel a couple times yet. I want to try to figure out a resolution for this while we're in an area with hardware stores and stuff, because we're gonna start cutting across some roads here pretty soon, and I'd like to stop parking like that. Day's shot. Might as well stop and eat something, and I'll hit the road. Boy, I barely made it here. I can't keep this thing running. We might have a plugged fuel filter. Oh, I gotta fix that quick. Or do I park over that puddle? No, I'll fix it. Figured out what that glass noise was. I ran over my own headlight. That's a Jeep thing. You wouldn't understand. Well, I got some groceries in the tummy, and fuel drizzle, alleged one, fixed. I got the fuel filter. It was not plugged. We got something else going on, which is a little worrisome. But we're just gonna jam it back on the highway. It seemed to like singing the RPM better than just putting around town. I gotta get through 2 lights. We'll get back on the highway again and start putting miles down to see how far we can get. Well, I made it from there to there. Now I'm here. It quit and it won't fire. And I've almost drained the battery. And I ain't got a jump box, so it's getting dicey. Well, it's definitely getting fuel. She's running out of the base pretty much. I don't know if the needle got stuck or what happened, but I don't think I'm gonna have enough battery to crank this thing long enough to clear it out. That's the other big concern. It's all tight. Give her another shot. Well, I got it to fire, thankfully, just holding it to the floor. I'm gonna go wrap on the carb though. No! Something's going on. Come on. Come on. What in the world? Huh. think what's happening here is needle stuck, or the floats, or the pins off the float or something. It floods, you can fire it up, it'll clear itself out, but as soon as it pumps a bowl full again, it overfills, vents right into the fuel making happener, and I just got fuel boiling in there. So fuel making happener is coming off. I don't have a kit. This is going to be really sketchy. We break that gasket. I don't even have a can of carb cleaner. All right, let's give her a whirl, see what it's going to tell us now, after we've professionally rebuilt the carburetor with no new parts. Ouch. I believe we're going to have the same issue. Well, we don't have parts or time, so I'm going to try to keep this thing alive until we get to the highway, and then see if it's feasible. If we're pretty much wide open, is it going to drink all the fuel going in? Let's see if I can get it out of here. Bunch of neutral drops. That'll teach this transmission to sit forever. Ha ha ha! Poor thing. All right, we're moving at least. Neutral, revving. It's like driving an old grain truck. Don't shut it off! Never shut it off! You're on fire! Don't worry about that! Load faster! Unload it now! You know, pretty normal. So foot braking it at 2200 RPM seems to work. So we're fine. Let's get back on the highway. We'll ignore the massive fuel leak on the intake until my feet get hot. Fill time, and that is why I got this size hose. So a guy's gonna snake this in the rubber radiator hose that's inside the steel tube that goes into the boot into the original tank. So this should go in all of them and hopefully end up actually in the tank, so it's not trying to backflow on us. We can get it topped off. Hopefully. No idea where I'm at. Got tired of the interstate. I'm only running 60. That's all it really likes. It's bouncing and swerving all over the place. I'm holding up traffic. I don't like traveling on the interstate anymore. So I turned on this exit. No idea where it goes, but that's the best way to have a great trip. Let's get this done, hopefully. All right, let's see if this works. So far, no, because it's kicking the lever off. I'm gonna have to cut the hose shorter. Oh, it needs air, I think. That's the other issue. There's a little bleeder here. How about now? There we go. Okay. That seems to be working. Okay. Well, by golly. I think we got it. 7th grade science class paying off. And I can return these plumbing parts. Those were cheap. It's slow going, but you know, that's what we got to do. Well, that worked. We got pretty much 10 gallons, which means I was probably empty. I don't know, we're either using, well, I know we're using way too much fuel because it's dumping out all over the intake. So we're gonna have to stop frequently. Good news is I got some Old Spice and pickles. My toiletry bag exploded on me, and I've been running around without deodorant for a couple days, ill-advised in the South. Sorry to everybody I met. That was me. But the worst thing that happened, top 10 of my life, is all my Brute spilled out. I haven't had any Brute, but wait, it gets worse. Guy went to brush his teeth the other morning. Yeah, guess where all the Brute went? Right on my fang brush. So I'm brushing my fangs and I'm like, golly, what kind of toothpaste did Jessica put in here now? My eyes is burning. Well, turns out I was brushing my teeth with Brute. So then every time I had breathed, it smelled like a concession stand line at a rodeo. It was terrible. So anyway, let's keep on rolling, as Fred Durst would say. Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. What? There it is. Okay. Raining. I don't want to run the wipers because I'm missing one and I don't want to scratch the glass. The ceiling is leaking really bad right above the steering wheel, coming into my seat basically. Well, that's pretty good, you know, just the usual.
see nothing. Well, as luck would go on ahead and have it, we're headed once again right into a really nasty storm. I've been tracking it, and it's moving northeast as we're going northwest. No way around it. So I'm going to pull over, see if I can rig something up on this wiper, see if the wipers work. Otherwise, we might have to stop and get some rain X or something, because that was a little clenchy last time. See what we can come up with here. Yep, got that fixed. There, found this bottle out of the back, some of that foil tape, and now this can go up and down without scratching the glass worse than it already is. Ha! Works! Uptown. Weather Service just released a severe thunderstorm, golf ball size hail, and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Hopefully we missed that. I really don't want my toolbox dented. Or I guess the glass smashed out. That'd be a bummer. We'll see what happens though. It's gonna be about timing. Boy, it is starting to get pretty wild out here. Very gusty. Wind is blowing the rain in all directions. If we see any changes in reflectivity, velocity, and coefficiency here, I might have to go pick up Dorothy, throw it in the back of the Jeep truck, and see if we can get it there in time. That wiper doesn't do anything but smear. Great. We've been through here on another revival. I can't remember which one though. There's an O'Reilly right there I passed. I'm gonna go see if they got any Trico Classics. Blades, Blades. Well, they didn't have the Trico Classics at this one, but the one 25 miles down the road does. Finally picked this up. Ford transmission's been just slush boxing. And then I also got a light bulb. We'll stick that in. Since that's, I removed the rest of it so we weren't dropping glass on the US of highway. And that stopped dumping fuel. So the professional fuel make it happener build seems to have worked. Just snazzy. This thing's gonna be brand new by the time we get home. Guy just did a headlight check. We've got headlights and taillights on the rig, and the high beam indicator even works. Can't believe that, but I got to. I'm looking right at it. So let's hit the road once again. 20 some miles, and get some blades for this. Got them. Trico Classics. This is stainless, and it's got the correct push-in fitting. O'Reilly is pretty good at keeping these in stock. Get these bopped on real quick. Well, it looks kind of movie-esque with the smoke rolling off this thing. Whew, it is humid.
Man, I think one more awkward fuel stop, and then we're in the home stretch. We just got to keep the ears pinned back on this rig, and we should make it, hopefully. I shouldn't have said that. Oh yeah, wow, look at that. Okay, off we go. Got the air fuel dialed in a little bit better. It's idling okay-isher. That needs gone through pretty bad. Probably needs a little scoosh of timing too, but it's raining, it's getting dark. I just want to get this on the highway and see if we can get there tonight. We're kind of ahead of the storm, right on the curve. I don't want it to come back over us again where it was that crazy wind and everything. That was wild. But here's hoping one last big run and we'll make it back to Vice Grip Garage headquarters. Well, a guy has successfully made it back home to Tennessee in his Buick-powered J-Series truck. This thing is starting to come around on me a little bit. I mean, other than being dented and rusty and rotten and twisted and missing a lot of things and mostly broken, it's straight. Good truck, really good truck. Probably needs like a 4-inch lift, KC lights, maybe a push bar or something. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I built one of these before on Roadworthy Rescues. Had a lot of fun. Maybe we do something like that. You guys let me know. Bleep bloop it down below. I definitely want to spruce the engine up too. That 2-jet's got to go, or at least get rebuilt at minimum. But would love to hear your ideas. I'm a Jeep fan. I'm not a fanatic. So if you've got some tricks or tips or some cool parts, hit me up. I'm all ears on this thing. Thanks guys for watching. Appreciate you very much. And we'll see you very, very soon. I gotta get my stuff inside. That storms are coming again.